So it is beautiful out. We got a little bit of a wind. Can you see the blind blowing back and forth, the shadow? But it's a gorgeous morning, and I thought this is the perfect time to do a flip through. Alrighty, so here we've got Junk Journal January. I'm so excited. I actually did it through the entire month of January. Started it, completed it by the end of January. I ended up starting out with the background on the book itself was it was a little set of signatures I had created, I don't even know how many years ago. Like you can see, like corners are cut off and whatnot. And I think it's just going to be perfect for just a little something to play in. Out of a pile of old used, I think they were 12 by 12 scrapbook papers, and so they're kind of torn and misshapen, and I ended up folding them together and creating a signature, and I came across it. That's what I used to get this started. It completely evolved during the month, and I loved the different directions it was going. So let me go ahead and share it with you. So this is the front, and what I ended up doing was I kept this piece that had come from, you know, you get them with linens. Sometimes they'll just be wrapped in things. I just happened to have this red one, and it ended up fitting it absolutely perfectly by the time I got done with this. This was a sack that my son left me from a restaurant because I wanted a flower to glue on top of this, but I wanted to keep everything as junky as I could. I wanted to use as much, you know, trashy type of treasures that we had around. So I tore a bunch of flowery shaped petals and glued them together. And then just put them together. Well, you can't see it now, it's glued, but I used a knot and thread and just thread it through there. I was going to edge it, but I really like just how natural it is, and so I left it. The cover is very colorful, so I think it's a nice contrast to all the colors on the cover. I'm not going to go too in depth with the prompts. You know, everybody's been doing Junk Journal January. You guys are aware of all the prompts, so I'm just going to show you what I did. One of the prompts though was depth, and I didn't really know what to do with that. I was perplexed by a lot of the prompts, quite honestly. But I had this other piece. You guys know I'm a junk journal anyway. I'm trashy. I love trashy stuff. And this was a tri-fold cardboard piece that I had painted at some point, and it was in my stash, and I glued it to the top of that signature. This is the signature. I just glued it to the top, and it created the depth. And it ended up being lots of fun. So the cover ended up being extra special because I wanted it to have the Junk Journal January on the front, and we had 3 bottles of peanut butter in our stash in our kitchen, and my son went and cut off all the J's from all the peanut butter jars. I loved it so much. I was so excited to put those on here, so I thank my son for that. Yeah, so it's the epic adventures of Junk Journal handcrafted journey. Okay, epic. I just love this. This turned out so fun. Okay, so, and one of the other prompts was numbers, and the way I quickly did the numbers was I actually just used them for my page numbers. Okay, so that's where you're going to see all the numbers. But this folds out. This was a map because that was a prompt, and I just put it on 2 whole pages, and I love that. I think it looks really neat. And then there's page 1 and 2. And then if you flip it over, here's the prompts that I used. I used a couple different prompts from a couple different people, and these were leftovers from pancake mix we actually finished in January. So I cut these off and created pockets to slide these both into. And then we're going to move on to the inside here. And right inside of here is a magazine article on flowers that I absolutely love, and I just wanted to keep it so it's slid in here. You can tell here, see, this is like a really misshapen piece of scrapbook paper, had some weird cuts. like I said, I just folded things together and created a signature at some point, and that's what I used. And then to hold this in, I just cut some strips of cardboard off of a cracker box we finished off, and put those down just to hold that down, like a little snap there. Some painted flowers I just glued on here for some more pizzazz for the flower page. Stickers from fruits and vegetables, tickets, movie ticket, and then my son gave me some lottery tickets that didn't work out, unfortunately. He said, hey, put those in your book. I'm like, yes, I will definitely do that, and I love them in here. I'm telling you, it was a family contributions journey. It was so much fun. This is a sack, and I have this popcorn sack bag from my son's birthday, and so I put that in there. One of the prompts was hidden, and I've got bags of chocolate kisses. I think there's another one in here. They had Snoopy ones this year in January, so we were feasting on yummy chocolate kisses. But you'll see a lot of like home kind of stuff and tree kind of stuff, because those are my favorite things. I come from the snow and the trees. I'm in the desert now, but this is not going to be my forever. And so the snow, the trees, that's a huge part of my heart and soul. So you'll see that throughout the book.
This is so cool.
Some more food tags, some different things that we had throughout the month. One of the prompts with trim, and I didn't really necessarily do like individual pages for the prompts. I just used the prompts to add things to my book. It was so much fun. It was very liberating, no pressure. I think that's why it came together so well, and throughout the month just beautifully. I just didn't create any pressure on myself at all. I did whatever I wanted to do. So I just put things where I wanted things to go when I came across them. And one of the prompts was trim. And so, like I said, I wanted to use as much junk as I could. So I used that same box and I cut a bunch of pieces off and kind of scalloped them on the edges. And I painted them all. You'll see them throughout the book. And I glued them on some of the pages to create kind of a trim on the sides. And you'll see the rest of those coming up throughout the book. All right, you'll see this beautiful paper on a couple pages. Repeat was a prompt, so because I'm so, I mentioned the trees, I have to have more trees in here. This is from wrapping paper. I had to add it to the book. You'll see there's a couple pages in here with coloring pages. That was a prompt, and my son and I had colored these birds in a book, and so we decided to cut them out and add them to the junk journal. Okay, like I said, some of the prompts really threw me. I wasn't sure what to do. There was one called Outline. I really didn't know what to do for that. And so I did come up with something fun. And this is the outline. And I want you to tell me what you think it is. Take a look. Tell me what you think that outline is. And then I'm going to reveal what that outline is. What do you think? Any ideas? Any suggestions? I had a great time when I showed this to my family too, having them guess what it was. Ooh, that wind's kicking up. Feels so good. All right, 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna bring it over. So I've had the reveal in here, okay? So I'm gonna bring him out. And I don't know if you guessed, but dun da da da. I use this box for a lot of things in the book too. One of my favorite childhood cereals for sure. But look, Look at that. There's his outline. So I thought that was fun. I thought that was really fun. Like I said, there was a whole lot of different prompts, and I combined a bunch. Transparency, Polaroid was one, so I made a Polaroid out of this. This is my Polaroid, and I put in this little transparent pocket that I found in my stash of stuff. More buttons. This one's really fun. This was sealed, or maybe sealed. I think it was sealed. Like I said, I don't know what to do for that. This is from a wipe box, and once again, you can see that wonky 12 by 12 paper that I used for that original signature. I'm so glad I did that. I love how it makes all the pages individual. Anyway, we're gonna pop this open, sealed shut, and there's my little baby girl. There's MJ. Hi, MJ. Anyway, she's sealed in there. Love that snap. One of the gals had a prompt called Create a Butterfly, and that's exactly what I did with this. You know how when you rip open boxes and you end up with the serrated top that you tear off? Well, I kept those in my stash, and I glued them together, and I created the butterfly. This is a twist tie. This right here is a twist tie from a bag of coffee. You know, they seal them with that big long twist tie, that bendy thing. That's what that is. And then I just threw one coat of paint over it, threw on some wonderful words to make me happy, and there's my butterfly. Oops, this is out of order. Hold on. Let's see. Another one that kind of threw me was line, opaque, and balance. So I went ahead, and this is the background of this page was this butterfly paper. So you know, like I said, this is a very home-based book, home and greenery, but very home-based. And so I created a house out of that paper bag and put that on there, so because it's opaque. And then for line, I cut out a black piece of magazine paper. This is my line, but I was hoping it would kind of create like a base, like a road to kind of set the house back a little bit. And then for balance, when I was going through the grocery ads, because I used, did I mention I used the grocery ads for all the numbers? So I used my grocery ads for all the numbers, and then in the grocery ads, I found a ketchup bottle, and I put it on top of the house, like it's balancing up there precariously up on the roof. This was a collage of all these beautiful things. I miss my roses so much from my other house. I haven't been able to grow a lot here where we're at now. So I miss my roses so much. They look so much like that. Stencil. Now this was fun. Stencil was a prompt, and so like I said, I wanted to keep it junky, true to nature, and this was from a potato bag. And so I took the potato bag and I actually used it on an upcoming page you'll see as a stencil, and that's where that green paint comes from. Another prompt was a bubble. I just used the lid of my coffee can, made a big old giant bubble. Put it in that bag. Unfold, and here are a bunch of inspiring things. This little bag unfolds. That was the prompt, unfold. And I just can't wait to have a new place with more greenery. I want to look outside and see green, not brown, so deserty here. Can't wait to have a better kitchen. Dwell in beauty, love where you live. I just want to love where I live, and I just don't right now. This is a house. It'll never happen, but it's one of those dreams, you know. I'd love to have something like this. It's like a family compound, you know. I could have a level, my other son could have a level, my other son could have a level. Like, we could have like a big old family compound. That'd be amazing. Anyway, that's just a bunch of that kind of stuff. Dreams that I have for hopefully a future home somewhere else. Another one of my trims. This one's in green. This one I painted in Payne's Gray. And this one was painted in a Hunter Green. I think I was rotating them, Hunter Green and Payne's Gray. This one was overlap, and you know, January is orange month. We have so many yummy, delicious oranges here. And since unfortunately we don't have the family orange tree any longer, that went down in a storm, we had to buy oranges. It's really strange buying oranges. We've never had to buy oranges for years and years and years, for probably 30 years. But anyway, and then I put some more grocery ads in here, which I thought would just be fun. And I just kind of overlapped everything. I think the prompt was fragile, so we had a bag of chips. I put that there, but honestly, if I'd have found a picture of myself, I'd have put that there for fragile, because, yeah, it's been a rough couple of years. There's more of that beautiful, beautiful paper. Change your scenery. That's what I'm working on this year. This was just a really fun newspaper ad that I tucked into. This was an ad about sweet tarts that I just was fun to keep. And this was the pancakes off of that pancake box I told you about. And I just glued it to the top and created like a little tuck spot. I love the trim made out of that box. I love it because it's not a real thick one. It's kind of thin-ish, but after it's painted, and I painted both sides, you can see. I love the way it turned out. This was bright colors and crumpled paper. You can't tell, but I crumpled this up before I put it in. Candy wrappers, ice cream, just bright colors. Here's the other beautiful bird that my son colored, and we cut it out and put it in here on this other beautiful paper with the greenery on it. That bird's a perfect fit for this page, page 23. I had a great time cutting out all the numbers from the grocery ads. Now that groceries are so expensive, it's easier to come with big numbers, you know? Yeah. This is an envelope. Envelope and letter were prompts. So I used that potato bag and used it as a stencil for this envelope. And then the letter that I wrote to myself is in here. I had to put this beautiful entranceway on here. I love that yellow door. Look at that gorgeous entrance. Isn't that so welcoming? I just love that. This is movement. So I used a paper bag to create, I used to use this and kind of use the spine to create movement. And I used bread pulls. Sorry, there's a fly driving me crazy. Yeesh. Anyway, fabric and buttons were prompts. And and neutral. Neutral was a prompt, so that's why the coloring throughout the next couple pages are neutral. And I really like them. Like I said, this is neutral. And then embossed was another prompt. So I had some foil. Some crunched up foil that I kind of flattened out the best I could. Some used foil. And then I embossed. Can you see the embossed flowers on there? So I did that on both pages. And then this one has more kind of leaves on it. I think it turned out really, really neat. I really like these pages. This is just another dream house for my family compound. Just love it. Lots of dreaming going on over here. Another trim. Modern was a prompt. These were just really cool light fixtures. I am a fiend for light fixtures. Love light fixtures, love different light fixtures. So I found some modern ones and put them on there. Let me flip this over and we'll get back to that page. The prompt was antique, but I didn't really have anything antique, so I kind of went vintage because I had these trucks. And so my son gave me this kind of a cardboardy box around a candy bar he had, and it created more depth for this. So I put that box down, glued it down, and then I put this book page over it, and then kind of went around it with some dark to create that depth, like a ledge around the page. Kind of, and then went around it with different colors to make it look antiqued, or vintage. And calendar was a prompt. This was bag that we got that had this grid on it, which I thought was so cool. Oh my God, this fly is about to drive me nuts. And so I just created a calendar on this page. I thought that was kind of fun. And then the last page, page 31, is just this gorgeous, gorgeous backyard, which I'm just dreaming and dreaming of right now. And I can't wait to hopefully have something new to work on in the next year. And I put rejuvenation on here because that's what I need. I need new scenery. I need a new beginning for some rejuvenation. But this book, truly and honestly, was rejuvenation for me. And that's why I wanted it on there. I was watching Phoebe from Phoebe's World, and I think it was in January, right at the beginning of January, and she was doing Junk Journal January. I'll leave her I'll leave her channel below so you can check her out. And then there was another gal that popped up around the same time I had never heard of before, I'd seen before. So I think it was Treasure Yours. I've got her list in here too. I believe there was 2 lists, Meg's and then hers. I'll try to find her channel and put it down there as well. She was brand new to me, but she was doing Junk Journal January, and so I decided after watching those one night, I am doing Junk Journal January. I just focused on my book, just for some regeneration and rejuvenation. I'm starting again, getting those creative juices flowing, and this was a really great way to do that. And I was excited to do a video, which I hadn't done in a while, and share it with you guys. Hi.